scoreboard and get ready to go into game number 2, guys. This is IPL 5 here with Frodan Kibbles, and we're going to daybreak.
All right, so the map is now loading. ZvZ, in case you guys don't know these players, you know, maybe you're new to Starcraft. It's definitely possible with IPL 5. It's a fantastic event if you're just getting into esports. So here they are, these players. Let's do it, Dan. Bottom left-hand corner. He is from France. He's considered to be one of the best foreigners in the world right now. He's on the team Evil Geniuses. He is blue. His name is Stephano.
And over here in the top right, we have the GSL semifinalist. He's, in my opinion, one of the best Zergs in the world. When he's playing at his best online, I think he is the best Zerg in the world. It is TSL HyuN. And HyuN is really cool. You know, I talked to Kaldor a little bit, and Kaldor is like really good friends with HyuN. He said HyuN and Creator are like his 2 best friends in Korea. Yeah. And Kaldor says that HyuN is feeling confident, and he feels like he's on the verge. It's like he feels like how he performs in this month will dictate whether or not he can dominate in 2013.
I like
It'll
that
be
attitude.
Momentum that he gains. You know, how he perform at IPL, how he's going to perform at GSL, how he's going to perform at NASL. Those are like the 3 big tournaments that HyuN's participating in, and we're about to see one of them potentially come to a close. Losers bracket round 4, I think, is unsatisfactory for a player of HyuN's standards, but that's just to speak of his skill. That's a testament to his abilities. And I think HyuN can go much farther in this tournament, but it's tough because look at the player he has to go through. He has to go through Stephano.
As we were saying, we're considered one of the best, man. HyuN at this stage. One of the things about HyuN, though, is that he is a very fast learner. That's why we've seen him have so much success in Fight Club, guys. This guy, you know, Fight Club is a best-of-9 series. If you win, you go on to face the next player. You know, it's kind of a King of the Hill format. And HyuN has just been terrorizing. And the reason we're seeing this is he learns. Sometimes, yeah, he falls behind early. Well, it's actually, he like doesn't fall behind, actually. But it has happened, especially, I mean, his series against Life, it was really evident that, like, HyuN adapted to Life's playstyle. And hopefully this is something we're going to see here versus Stephano. You can see both of these players definitely ramped up. Those were 300, 200 now APM. Crazy, man. It's crazy.
Crazy indeed. Now we do see the opening builds here from both players. Stephano going for 15 pool, a little bit more safer route. You can go for a hatchery first on this map. HyuN has gone for hatchery first into gas, so again, trying to get that early speed out and has that advantage. And Stephano, I mean, he's been the guy that's been going gasless in most of his matchups for a long time. That's what he was famous for. But this game, he's getting gas instead, opting to play a little bit more eco-friendly after he opens up a pool. So, you know, you just delay the gas a little bit, but HyuN will have that advantage. We'll see how he exercises it.
Yeah, I don't know how's mining gas eco-friendly. Like, that's so bad for the environment. Are you kidding me? The CO2 that's gonna be emitted there.
I meant like compared to how many minerals he's gonna all the coal mining he's doing. Actually,
take a look at this. These Vespians are actually letting off a lot of gas, and then you take a look. That looks pretty well contained.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not very. I mean, there's not a lot of life on Daybreak. I mean, there's like a biodome with a lot of grass, but there's not much going on there, Kibble. Just trust me on it, man. I'm a scientist.
Dan, the science mathematician singer.
That's what I put on my resume.
Baneliness going down for HyuN, guys, and he is still mining gas once again, so probably going to open up with his same style of aggression. He got a lot of damage done last time versus Stephano, so let's see if he can do it again here. And I'm actually really anxious to go take a look at that replay from Game 1 and see. I want to make sure that that was as crazy as it looked, with like both players not realizing mistakes. I don't know, it was crazy, man. HyuN did end up falling in that game. We'll see if he can pull it out here in game number 2. Baneliness is going to be the start.
Yep. Now again, because HyuN has an earlier speed, he can go for aggression, and you know, aggression is pretty okay on Daybreak. We've seen Leenock do it a lot this tournament and get away with it, and he's able to control his speedlings really well. Oh, you see Stephano is double gassing at his natural. Is he gonna grab? He should be grabbing all 4 gases simultaneously if he's gonna rush for layer. But we see that HyuN or Stephano is the one. Yeah, he's going layer at his natural, so he wants to be very, very concentrated onto his main.
You feel deja vu in a game, and then you're like, yeah, I probably actually just casted a game that went just like this. What's up?
Okay, dude, I'm getting confused by the colors because I'm trying to like look at the top of her overlay. It's HyuN that's going for an earlier layer. That's why I was a little bit confused that Stephano was gassing so heavily but delaying his layer. Okay, that makes more sense.
He is, though. He's got all these. He's got 4 gases. He just now started this layer.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like he's going for a roach one. Wouldn't be surprised to see a couple Evo chambers here as well. If it's not, he's got 1 evolution chamber. So this should be what HyuN wanted to do last game. We should see a really fast infestation pit.
Well, Infestors generally rule the ZvZ matchup mid to late game, just because of how able to lock down everything. Great scout here from Stephano just to see everything. Even sees a delayed gas, so he knows in that department he's slightly ahead, at least in his mind, unless he had time to click on everything. Infestation pit going down for HyuN too, and ooh, Stephano even catches that too. Very nicely done by Stephano. Sees everything, and even gets out too.
Yeah, he does. That was kind of crazy. So, I mean, HyuN, I'm actually a little curious right now how HyuN's feeling because he killed a supply depot, Dan. He killed the neutral supply depot. HyuN doesn't do that. HyuN
Well, you've watched more games of HyuN than I have.
Yeah, he damages the supply depots. He always does it. He damages them, and then he walks away and lets them burn because he just hates Terran, I guess. he does, though. That's what he always... It's crazy. I just watched him kill... That's why I had to stay on camera with that, because I was like, is he going to kill this? And he did. So HyuN now, I mean, he's going to be grabbing his 3rd base. Same time as Stephano, actually. You can see they're barely apart. He's got a couple of units here to lay on some pressure, though. 2 banlings against 1. And we've got 8 Zerglings versus 8 Zerglings. Let's see what's going to happen.
I really shouldn't do too much here. Stephano should be able to stabilize really easy, especially if he just detonates those 1 banelings, considering how weak they are. Overall, great defense again from Stephano. Look at that. Trading very efficiently in terms of defending. And HyuN's not able to do much. I mean, HyuN never really intended to. He has a faster infestation bit. He has a faster layer. He's the one that's supposed to be more vulnerable.
Yeah.
In fact, HyuN doesn't even have a spine crawler at his natural last time I checked. So I don't even know how. I mean, this guy is just feeling super, super confident and super greedy in terms of his defenses. Now, he does have less drones. Stephano's the one that's been squeezing it out more. And so he's being greedy in that department. But is he going to be able to hold off this roach aggression from HyuN?
We're going to find out. You know, of course, that is because, you know, HyuN has been making lots of units. It seems like he's also got pathogen glands completed. Take a look. There should be some infestors on the field. No, in fact, he's finished pathogen glands, but didn't bother starting up any infestors. So we're going to see what he opts to do with this. Overlord's just hanging out right now over the 3rd. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, he's trying to gear up for timing at the 3rd base. There's no way he can squeeze in infestors and fight this at full strength. Stephano's not even making infestors himself either, although he is starting a +2. That's not going to benefit him. That's actually sitting resources. Can HyuN break through? A surround from Stephano instantly. HyuN, where is his reinforcements? Well, they're actually just still trailing, and HyuN thought he could jump Stephano before he was able to get any units out. But, you know, the Overlord is kind of deceiving. You feel like you see so much of the 3rd, but you didn't see anything at all.
Yeah, I mean, another thing is, like, we'll put this out after these last few roaches. I mean, HyuN actually getting not a bad engagement here.
Yeah, I feel like Stephano still should be fine, though, as soon as he reinforces.
Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't be worried. Here they are. Additional roaches are now on the field. In fact, HyuN's going to keep the pressure going on here. This is getting pretty sticky right now for HyuN, in fact. I mean, he's going to be driven back here. Stephano's now getting 4 roaches on the field. His +2 substantially ahead. But here's what I didn't like. HyuN, really, this is more of a sneak attack than it is like this timing is very important because both players have just been macroing so much. And, I mean, these Overlord paths are covered pretty far up by Stephano, which is just fantastic. I mean, these are great positions to have Overlords on Daybreak. Gives you a huge warning as to when the attack's coming, but it would have been kind of cool to see HyuN try to go down the middle. Little did he not know that Stephano has no vision here, so could have been caught completely off guard.
Well, good thing Stephano has stabilized. Now both players have infestors out, which is going to rule the ramps. It's going to be very difficult to move up any ramp. That's a nice little contaminate there. Not a lot of people use contaminate nowadays. It was really popular when Zenio was doing it in ZvZ. No, it's really tough to kind of attack into different spots on Daybreak, but generally speaking, you know, we see lots of fights around the 4th base. You know, that center concave from both players. If you just put up a bunch of spines, you fungal everywhere. We've seen some crazy turnarounds, especially with counterattacks also in the corner bases. That's what you can expect if the game chooses to go on from here. A lot of roaches moving around.
I just want to put out the little things. We just saw HyuN just drop a changeling. And, you know, you're like, why would you drop a changeling? It's so obvious Stephano's going to kill it. It actually slows down the attack because the roaches have to stop for that half a second, shoot the changeling, and then keep going. And it's just like, if the timing is important to Stephano, you buy yourself, you know, an extra second, an extra half a second. And Stephano's so good that he didn't grab all his roaches, he just grabbed like 3. So that he didn't slow down. Crazy stuff, man.
Stephano does not want to be followed anymore. Drops 1 Infested Terran, so that way the Overseer is going to fall off of it. Another Contaminate on this +2. By now, Stephano has a full half upgrade. Very cool. Again, the Contaminate did get nerfed a little bit in that regard in terms of being able to be used, but still, seeing it being reincorporated to the matchup is awesome.
No, it's definitely.
I feel like it's
it makes you want to wish you could double research +2 right now.
I feel like it's the most underused spell in all StarCraft 2. Like in terms of just the lack of people using it, not necessarily of utility. Because I do think it's not as useful as it used to be.
Yeah, there's I definitely it's definitely up there as one of the worst. Yeah, like corruption.
Oh man.
Maybe Neural Parasite has better uses that were really not. Especially like, what if like the answer to Immortal Sentry all in?
It's just to contaminate the robo.
I was thinking.
Oh,
hey,
isn't that?
Hey.
Oh, sorry, is that what we're?
I was saying Neural Parasite the sentries and then force field their army in half, but or take their immortals. But hey, man, that one works too.
I didn't even think of it.
It's
Maybe if you do both.
6 range now though.
Like
so.
you just don't have any units. You have 3 infestors and a couple and like 5 overseers, but who cares? They can't make immortals. Try to immortal rush me now, party. Look at me now, haters.
Hey, it's one question at a time. I like it. I like it.
We see a 4th expansion coming up. Stephanos is already done with his. The 4th expansion is where we see the center of a lot of battles, but we see lots of counterattacks. Now, this is a really important spot for Stephano to be because he can kind of swarm through the bottom right and then keep poking down the ramp. But at the same time, that's where HyuN can defend. If he can fungal that ramp and prevent any movement, that's where he can feel safe. So if Stephano picks the right angled which to go to, there's 3 spots he can go towards his 4th base and set up a superior concave. He'll be sitting pretty, but at the same time, if HyuN catches wind, then it won't matter. Stephano coming in at an incredible angle from 3 different spots through the gas and the ramps. Fungals and Infested Terrans popping everywhere on the map. Stephano is locked down, but HyuN has all his Infested Terrans coming up, not even really utilizing Fungal. And Stephano, he's losing a lot of supply, but at the same time, so is HyuN. He has nothing buffering for the Hydras.
And both players have the same number of units in production, but it looks like HyuN is going to pull the advantage in this engagement, folks. So many Hydralisks from HyuN there. I mean, the Infested Terrans, yeah, they got on the field in greater numbers for Stephano, but there was so many Hydralisks out of HyuN, and they just melted everything. A beautiful engagement there for Team SCV Lice Zerg player HyuN.
I think HyuN actually put more Infested Terrans. He wasn't fungling too much on Stephano. Knows that Stephano is committed, and there's a kind of a breaking point where if you break enough roaches and there's only Hydras, or not only Hydras, but it's like 70-30% Hydras because you kill off the front line. The enemy Zerg player can't retreat because Hydras are slow. Yeah. So you have to kind of, I just have to stick to this battle, otherwise he's just going to kill me and he gets damaged for free. Stephano lost a lot there, and that's kind of the risk versus reward of an attacking player. But the good news is that he does have his 4th base a little bit longer. He can cycle through production a little bit quicker. His hive is also a little bit ahead of schedule. It's just that HyuN has a better economy, relatively speaking, because his drone count is ahead, and he kept most of his units.
Yeah, I mean, the unit retention here is so important, and now, well, HyuN's going to have the potential to end this game. We're going to need a great engagement out of Stephano, without a doubt.
Picking the same angle.
Yeah, he's actually, it looks like he's coming up to make sure this base is denied as well. And, well...
No, I think he just wants to go straight for the center because this is a really common attack path. You don't want to get fungal on the ramp and just stuck there. You want to go from all different kinds of spaces from Daybreak. Another Infested Terran battle. Stephano dropping everything as fast as he can. I think Stephano has this small advantage in energy there, but there's just so much from HyuN. And the concave is absolutely ridiculous. All the Hydras, Infested Terrans are firing. Oh, the Infesteds are in danger too. They have to back out. It's not like they can provide much support. And TSL, HyuN has way too much on Daybreak. Stephano has to give up this 4th base, and that's going to give HyuN the defining advantage in this game.
The Hydras in the back doing so much damage for HyuN. The hatchery is going to fall, which is, I mean, all right, some units weren't shooting at Stephano for a minute or two here, Dan, but it's not enough. HyuN just he's still at 200 supply. He's reinforcing this with 20 more roaches, and Stephano has no way to deal with these units.
And looks like Stephano is going to have to... Well, he is getting a Spire and his hive is done, but I mean, what can he really do? Capitalize on that? He has no resources. Stephano has to retreat up the ramp. Oh, and HyuN's starting to regain some energy, so he can just use Infested Terrans to bust again. That ramp is really narrow. Doesn't necessarily have to do that, but Stephano's just going to tap out, realizing there's no point in continuing the game.
So,